Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ijoma, but you can call me IJ. Today's topic is probably one of the most important topics I'll ever make, because if you are in your 20s, you could learn from it and not make some of the silly mistakes I made. Or even if you're in your 30s, I'm still learning from my own mistakes. So even if you're in your 30s, you can still learn. Who knows? So the first mistake I made in my 20s was entertaining anybody as a friend. I didn't know the difference between who your acquaintances are and who your friends are. Do you understand? The fact that you go to school with somebody, or you're in the same workspace with somebody, or you're in the same church, or you're in the same group with somebody, does not necessarily make them their friends. In my 20s, I called everybody my friend. If you so much as say hi to me on my way going somewhere, the next day I'll be calling you my friend. And I think it's a bad thing. There are some people that you should let them be just your acquaintances. Oh, this is my colleague, I went to school with this person, this is my, I work with this person, and that's it. Me, everybody knows my house, and I think that's a bad thing. There are some people who should not even have the privilege to know your house or the honor to know your house. And I'm not saying this out of disrespect, I'm only saying this out of keeping your sanity intact, because not everybody should be invited into your personal space. And in my 20s, I didn't know that. I would call whoever I was on the same floor with, oh, this is my friend. I would call, like, it's a bad thing. So if you have that kind of attitude growing up, I think you should change. It took me a while. Recently, I had to delete, I went through my contacts. I had 1,432 numbers on my phone. I'm like, why? So I decided to go through my contact. I'm like, half of these people, I don't even interact with them. Like, we are not, half of these people don't even have me my own number. So why am I keeping all these numbers? So I just decided that, you know what, let me just I cleared all my contacts, and now I have like 500. These people, maybe I'll still reduce it. So differentiating who your colleagues and acquaintances are is different from who your friends are. Am I making sense? Okay. So the second mistake I made was thinking everybody likes me. What a previous mistake, silly mistake. Naturally I'm somebody who is very jovial to a very large extent. When I'm in a group with a bunch of people, I tend to make them laugh. I tend to be like sort of the party, like life of the party. I felt in my 20s, I always thought that, oh, people liked me because if we are doing something, IJ is not part. Like when IJ comes, oh my God, IJ is here. So to me, it always meant that people liked me, when that was not the case. It took me getting into my 30s to realize that not everybody likes me. And it's not a bad thing if everybody doesn't like you. I had to sit down, like, even me myself, IJ, I don't even like everybody. So why am I now expecting everybody to like me? It's not strange, it's not a bad thing. And I don't want anybody to think that people not liking you is a bad thing. It's not. It just, like, you don't like a lot of people, you don't like everybody, so we should naturally not expect people to that. But that was the mistake I made, that everybody likes me. So when I hear certain things about me, certain uncouth things people say, I get a shock of my life, like, oh my God, I thought this person liked me. I thought this was my friend, I thought she liked me, so why would she say certain things about me? Why would she do this to me and all that? Because I just thought because everybody likes to hang around with IJ means that, like, everybody likes me, which is such a huge mistake. So to my third point, in my 20s, I didn't make enough friends. Listen, I know I said in the first point that I called everybody my friend, but in my 20s, I just called everybody my friend, but I didn't make enough friends. I don't know how to explain this thing for you to understand. Like, especially in my area of expertise. Now in my 30s, if you ask me how many friends I have, see, everybody knows me. That is one thing with me. Everybody knows me. School, everybody knows IJ. But if you ask me to count my friends, they will not pass one hand. Like they will not pass 5. Like people I call friends and people who also call me friend, they will not pass. And I think it's a bad thing because I was not intentional. I was not intentional about the kind of friends I made. And now now in my 30s, or even after school, it reflects in my life. I sit back quietly and I watch these patterns in my life. For example, this YouTube channel like this. If I want my friends, my hardcore friends, if I want people to push it, people will think that, oh, IGD, you have friends, so you there by now you should have like 500,000 subscribers, like all your friends should come on board because 500,000 people. But that's the case. The quality, I think I focused more on quantity instead of quality. I didn't make enough good quality friends, if that makes sense. It reflects when I want to do something. It's just the same old 5-6 people that will push for me and all that. And now I'm realizing that I should have made, especially when I was in the university, I should have made more. I should have been intentional about my friends. I should have gone out there to make more quality friends. So moving on, my fourth mistake I made in my 20s was I didn't take money seriously. If I'm honest, I just spent money as they came. I thought that, oh, I'm in school. Do you understand? What do I have to think about? My mom is going to send me money, so what do I have to think about? So I just spent money as it came. I didn't budget, I didn't save. And yes, when we were on vacation, I did internships, but they were not paying jobs. They were just internships, even though those have helped me now in certain areas of my life. But looking back, maybe I could have saved more, I could have budgeted more. I didn't think about my future when it comes to money. I just knew that I wanted to be successful after school. I wanted to do, but money was not really a conversation I had with myself. Money is no respecter of anybody. You can start making money in your 20s. You can start making good money in like when you are 18, 16, it doesn't matter. You can make millions. There are people in other parts of the world. There are people who are in their early 20s and they're already millionaires. Why can't it be the same? So when I finished university, I finished national service and I was waiting for a job, I decided to start emceeing. Now, emceeing is something I'm natural at, like it's something I'm good at naturally, even though there is still more room for improvement. Like I still need to learn. But I used to, even with that, I used to, MC programs. I used to go for, sometimes I could MC weddings as far as Cape Coast, out of Accra. MC, there was a time I was MCing back to back, but the thing was I always sold myself short. So normally when somebody approaches, so my first few gigs, when I was approached to be an MC, I didn't have the confidence to charge as, like I was charging 200 cedis, 300 cedis, 400 cedis. And even though I was more focused on learning, like just getting the exposure and all that, but I always sold myself short. At the back of my mind, I thought I didn't deserve certain amount of money. I thought I was too small to be collecting certain money. I thought, like, you this girl, you just came, why do you want to be collecting? While that is a good thing to humble yourself and learn, it became a pattern in the sense that normally when I go and MC at a wedding, I get referrals. People refer me, oh, this girl came to MC at a wedding, she's very good and all that. Oh, how much does she charge? Then they will tell, when you are referring me somebody, they'll tell, oh, she charged 200 cedis. So when they come to me, they already have their price in their mind. I use 200. So by the time I realized that, no, I have to up my game, I have to start charging more than that, because there's a lot that goes into MC. Your clothing, you can't wear the same dress you wore last week to somebody's event to go and MC. Your makeup, your hair, all those things. And by the time I realized that, Charlie, I was putting my own money inside, and it was just, I want an MC, take taxi and all that. Some people will be like, but you use 200, you MC'd for my friend last week and he said it's 200 cedis. And I just gave up on that business. Like, I can't even think far. I just gave up because now I realize my worth. Now I realize that I'm good. I am an event MC, I'm good. But still, people want to pay me the peanuts. People still want to pay me 200. People still want to pay me 300. Let me bust your brain. There was one time somebody called me to MC his wedding in the north, Tamale. That was 2 years ago, and he wanted to pay me 500 cedis. He expected me to be in the north for 2 days, and he wanted to pay me to 500 cedis. Can you imagine? Transportation, accommodation. It's not even like it's in Accra, and I just refused, and that was the breaking point. I just said, you know what, I'm not doing this MCing thing again. People don't respect me. But I think I was the one who started that pattern. If I believed in myself enough, I would not have been taking peanuts. Maybe first 2 gigs, fine, but moving on, I should have, believed in myself. So that's the thing. If you're in your 20s and you know you are good, you are confident in yourself, that in your craft, that guy, I'm good, you've learned. Because I invested in my MCing skill, not just in my appearance, but also in my talents, in my intellect. Because I even went to buy a book by Kafu Ide. Let me see if I have the book here. I went to buy this book, How to MC an Event. I proper learned it. Like, I was always researching on the internet and all that, but so people want to pay me peanuts. So yes, if you are confident in your craft, don't settle. So moving on, one of the silly mistakes I made in my 20s was in the area of relationships. So I dated one person at a time. Now, dating is not being in a relationship. Dating is not courting. In our setting, we think that dating is when you are in a relationship. Oh, who are you dating? Who are you dating? But dating is actually trying to know somebody, like getting to know somebody. So you guys go out. You actually go out to maybe eat. You walk somewhere. You do this. You do that. That is getting to know somebody. That is dating. So now in my 20s, I was just dating one person at a time. For example, if a guy is talking to me, maybe I'm getting to know somebody, I would not talk to any other person. Like, I was loyal to a fault. I think it was stupidity. I felt like, oh, let me finish talking to this person before, like, if it doesn't work out, like if we start to talk and it gets to a point where it does not work out, I'll now give my attention to another person. And I think it's a big mistake. There is nothing wrong with multiple dating. You can get to know people. You are not sleeping with them. You are just getting to know people. Because normally what will happen to me is that by the time I finish talking to this person, by the time I finish getting to know this person, maybe at the end of 3 months, when I realize that this person, I don't like him, like I don't want to be in a relationship with him, and I now want to move my attention to the next person who has been seeking me out, the person would have gone, because the person cannot be waiting for me. That's just the reality. And I think it's bad. I don't know why it's a bad thing here in Africa. Like, when you go outside, it's okay to talk to 4 or 5 people because you're looking out for yourself. If this person, you can go on different dates. Some people even go on 3 different dates in one night just so they can meet different people. Do you understand? And that was a big mistake I made. I wasn't dating. I was just, when I'm talking to you and I don't like you again, that's like, I don't want to go out with you, and that is bad. So that was one of the mistakes I made. I was not dating. I was just talking to one person, and by the time I finished talking to that one person, the other people that were waiting for me, that want to know me, they have already gone. It's a mistake. I'll teach my daughter better. The 7th mistake I made in my 20s was I wasn't going out often. Going out as in me going, actually taking myself to go out. I say this because a lot of people don't know. I think even some of my closest friends don't know that I am actually an introvert. I'm only an extrovert when I'm with people. So you see me talking, laughing, making jokes, but most of the time, even while I'm out there, I'm always thinking about my bed. Like on a normal day, on a Friday, while other people are chilling here, going to events, me, I'll do everything to get out of going for an event, because I want to be alone. I want to be in my bedroom. I want to be watching Netflix. This is not a mistake I only made in my 20s. It's something I'm still doing, and it's bad. It's okay to like your privacy, but I think going out, especially when you are younger, is a good thing, because not doing that in my 20s, I missed out on a lot of opportunities as in terms of relationships, in terms of connections. you couldn't go out, meet somebody the next day, you see that this person can link you to a job opportunity. But I wasn't doing that. But if me and my friends are going out, it is something that we have planned for ages. And even that one, me, I cannot wait to come back to my bed. And I think it's a bad thing. While you are young, catch fun. You understand? I am not the fun type at all. And that's the irony about me. People think because IJ is always making them laugh and all that. But in my heart of hearts, I'm actually an introvert. I'm not an extrovert. I'm only an extrovert when I'm with the people I'm comfortable with and I'm laughing but apart from that, I am an introvert. Like, there should be a balance. I didn't have a balance at all. So the 8th mistake, I think this is one of the most important mistakes I made. So I didn't plan out my business properly at all. A lot of you know that I have a fabric business, but in hindsight, I didn't plan it properly at all. I didn't know that. So when you are in business, you could lose money. I didn't know all that. I didn't know that. So when you're in business, people can come and buy from you and they'll owe you for eternity. There are people that are still owing me from 2016. Not small money. Some people are owing me as big as 500 cedis, thousands. It's like, I didn't know all that. So that if I knew all that, if I had planned out my business properly, maybe I would have made arrangements for all those kind of losses, you understand. But I didn't plan my business at all. So right now, my business is actually on a break. I think I put a lot of pressure in it. So right now, my business is actually on a break. I'm taking a break. I'm never going to stop. Like, Black Vogue is never, ever, except God. I hear God say, IJ, you know what? I want you to shut this business down permanently. But my business is just on a break now. I am regrouping myself, making sure I bounce back, because the next time I bounce back, it will be bigger and better, and it will be back boost. Do you understand? This is money. I just started and it was bad. I should have planned. I didn't even talk to anybody who was in business. And let me bust you. My dad is actually a businessman. My dad has always been a businessman even before me, I was born. I should have learned from his mistakes. I should have asked him questions. I would only ask my dad, how much should I put into? But certain reality, I never asked anybody. I didn't see to anybody, and it's bad. So plan. If you want to start a business in your 20s, please start by actually planning your business very, very well. I am a writer. I won't say I'm perfect. I won't say I'm the best, but I try. But in my 20s, I didn't write. In fact, I did not write at all in the whole of my 20s. I always knew that I was a good writer, but I never. Actually, in my university, I did BA English. I had course mates who were really good, who were writing stuff, who were writing books. I had course mates at the time at my disposal. Some of them were my friends. I could have, learned from them, but I was just feeling lazy. I had lecturers. I could have gone to see my lecturer. I think the only thing I wrote proper was my project work, because for my course, we don't do group project work. We only did individual project work. And I think I rewrote the book Hamlet, and I rewrote it in our setting and everything. That was the only major writing I wrote. And while writing that, I realized I had become rusty, like super rusty. And the whole thing is that in my 20s, I didn't make good use of my talent. So now I am beginning to start my writing all over. And even now, sometimes I'm lazy because writing is not easy. Sometimes I think I had writer's block for the longest time. But I have some few pieces now on my blog at www.ijomawrites.wordpress.com. So you can visit there and read some of my pieces. And I am not your regular type of writer. I'm not a formal writer. I write like how I talk. I am a very authentic, unorthodox writer. Can you imagine? I would have been one of the top, bloggers in Ghana, seriously, or even in Nigeria, because I know I can write, but I just abandoned it. Jesus. This last point is the most important. So in my 20s, I didn't know God. I went to church. I was not even reading my Bible. I was very active in my church. Like, I was drama director in my church. I was like all over the place. IJ, you see me at evangelisms, but personal relationship, like I did not have, and it was bad. Looking back now in my 30s, I'm like, if I had known God the way I am knowing God now, a lot of things would have worked out differently in my life. I tell you, I wouldn't make certain silly mistakes like this. I don't know God. I'm knowing God. I'm in the process of knowing God. But in my 20s, I didn't have that. I was not actively searching for God. I was actively going to church, belonging to groups. I was actively, doing this, blah, blah. I was actively working for God, but not working with Him. Does that make sense? Yeah, I was actively working for God, writing scripts for drama, rehearsals, going for evangelism, but I did not have a personal relationship, and that was bad. We've come to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, please like it, share with your friends, comment, leave your comments, so important to me. You can also leave some of the mistakes you made in your 20s down in the comment section. I hope that my mistake will help you see yours and work on it. So see you guys next week with another exciting episode of Sincerely IJ. And I've already said like, subscribe and all that. So enjoy your weekend. Bye. Mwah.